ka man, dalhin ang kapalaran. Iisang bayan lang sa puso mo'y laman, pinagmulan at babalikan. Konting tiis na lang at hanggang sa araw na yan ay asal. Kami nandito lang, sabay na pakinggan ang mga kwento nyo. Isigaw natin sa mundo, bagong bayani namin kayo. Sipag at tapang nyo, hinialay sa mundo, sinasaludo namin kayo. Pilipino, itaas ang noo, ipagmalaki mo ang galing nyo, isigaw sa mundo. Juan, saan ka man, dalhin ang kapalaran. Iisang bayan lang sa puso mo'y laman, pinagmulan at babalikan. Konting tiis na lang at hanggang sa araw na yan ay asal. Kami nandito lang, sabay na pakinggan ang mga kwento nyo. Isigaw natin sa mundo, bagong bayani namin kayo. Hinialay sa mundo, sinasaludo namin kayo. Pilipino, itaas ang noo, ipagmalaki mo ang galing nyo, isigaw sa mundo.
Okay, magandang hapon Europa, magandang gabi po sa Pilipinas. Ito po ang JUANEUKONEK, nagbabalik ang aming live streaming para sa ating public service. Ito po ang kwentong Pinoy, kwentong migrante, kwentong JUANEUKONEK. Ako po si Rose Eclarinal.
At ako po, si Gene Alcantara.
Ngayong hapon, Gene, at sa ating mga manunood, usapang royal family and traditions po tayo. Makakasama natin ang dating royal photographer, journalist, TV presenter at royal commentator na si Ian Pelham-Turner. Gene?
At dahil usapang royal, sa inspiring story, dugong bughaw din ang magbabahagi ng kwento, ang British Pinay na si Angela Grant.
Sisimulan po natin ang usapang royal sa pagbabalik-tanaw sa katatapos na royal funeral ni Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, asawa ng longest reigning monarch sa UK na si Queen Elizabeth II. Ginanap po ito kahapon sa Windsor Castle. Kaya balikan natin, Jean, ang ilang mahalagang bahagi. Alas 3 ng hapon, sinimulan ang funeral service ni Prince Philip. Mula sa inner hall ng Windsor Castle, binuhat ang kanyang kabaong at isinakay sa modified Land Rover na katulong siya mismo sa pagdisenyo nung siya ay nabubuhay pa. Sa ibabaw ng kabaong, nakapatong ang personal standard ng Duke, bulaklak na ang reyna mismo ang pumili at ang kanyang Admiral of Fleet Naval cap at sword. Ang funeral procession papuntang St. George's Chapel ay pinangunahan ni Prince Charles at Princess Anne at kanyang mga anak. At pinagitnaan si Prince William at Harry ng pinsan na si Peter Phillips. Matatanda ang may tensyon sa magkapatid. Simula ng talikuran ni Harry ang pagiging working royal. Jean?
Bago pumasok sa simbahan, 1-minute silence sa buong bansa at ceremonial gunfire sa iba-ibang lugar. Bago naman ang libing, di rin napigil ang mga Pinoy sa pagbibigay pugay sa royal consort. Narito ang nakalap kong interview sa Buckingham Palace. Chad.
May mall, the mall, na kung saan makikita ang Buckingham Palace.
Nandito po kami ngayon para mag-alay ng bulaklak para kay Prince Philip, para makiramay po sa royal family. Dahil po isa po sila sa mga inspirasyon ng maraming tao dito sa United Kingdom.
Po, nakikiramay po kami sa buong sambayanan kapag wala po ng Duke, and at the same time po, syempre, paying respect na rin po.
So bakit kayo nandito ngayon sa tapat ng Buckingham Palace?
Well, tumatakbo po kami, tapos parang nag-pay lang kami ng respects kay Prince Philip. Parang well-loved and prominent na feature po siya dito. He's been so supportive sa royal family, sa armed forces dito sa UK. Tapos ngayon medyo sikat yung sa Netflix, yung The Crown. Tapos kahit na paano nagkaroon ng mas more interest and mas more knowledge yung mga tao regarding sa naging papel ni Prince Philip sa royal and eventually sa buong history ng UK sa Europe.
Yung tumakbo kami, tapos sabi namin daan kami dito kasi nakikita namin sa balita na maraming pupuntahan. So yun din, paying respect kay Prince Philip.
Amount of respect talaga sa buong mundo, malaki yung impact nila. Tapos eventually sa buong tourism and even yung government dito, before sila mag-make ng any decision, they make sure that they consult the royal family. Kasi it's part of the tradition na they will double check with the royal family if they're happy before opening ng parliament.
Napaka-organized naman ng pila ng mga tao na gusto mag-alay ng bulaklak kay Prinsipe Philip at matiyaga nilang iniintay ang kanilang turn upang makapaglagay naman sila ng bulaklak doon sa mismong bakod ng Buckingham Palace. Doon po sa taas makikita nyo na naka-half mast ang kawatawat ng United Kingdom, ang Union Jack na tinatawag.
Okay.
Yes, Gene?
All right. So, actually nakakatuwa yung mga pagdamay ng mga kababayan natin, ano? Kasi talagang heartfelt eh. Lalo na yung dalawang nauna, talagang bumili sila ng bulaklak na fresh at pumila sila kasi ang haba ng pila sa Buckingham Palace. Kasi nga, dahil hindi pwedeng pumunta dun sa libing kahapon, kaya sinamantala na nila na makapag-alay dun sa palasyo mismo.
Okay. At Gene, doon sa 800 capacity chapel, 30 lang ang pwedeng pumasok dahil sumusunod sa lockdown restrictions ang royal family. Hiwalay ang reyna at nakamask ang lahat. Mula daw sa reading at sa kanta, si Prince Philip mismo ang pumili. Walang sermon at eulogy bilang pagsunod sa kagustuhan ng royal consort. At 3:52 in the afternoon, inilagak sa royal vault ang kabaong ni Prince Philip. And in Windsor Castle, Prince Philip's service to the Queen and to the country that adopted him after fleeing Greece has ended. But his lasting legacy as the longest-serving royal consort will remain. So at this point, Gene, we will like to call on our guest, journalist, TV presenter, and royal commentator, Ian Pelham-Turner. Good afternoon, Ian. Thank you for agreeing to be on the show. Hi, Ian.
Hi, Ian.
Hi, Ian. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. I don't. I'm here with you.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, and then we're having technical problem. That's why we were delayed in starting the show. But we would like you to answer the first question, which is, what are your reflections on the funeral yesterday?
Okay. First of all, can I say I'm honored to be on this show. I worked a lot in the Philippines. I love Filipino people. They bring so much value to Britain as well. They are the most talented race I think I've ever met in my entire career, first of all. So it's an honor and a privilege to be talking Filipinos again. I think the reality yesterday was that it was a very somber ceremony, as far as the royal family were concerned. I think the whole nation felt so sorry for the Queen just being by herself. It really reflected really this image that in reality she is now left without the person who has been by her side for over 70 years. So my reflection is that it was a beautiful service in some ways. The choral singing atmosphere of itself, but nobody wants to see the Queen looking sad, and it was just a reflection where the whole of the nation just really I think felt sorry for the Queen.
Okay, Ian, for you, what was the most poignant part of the funeral, or what's the highlight for you?
Yes.
Did you hear that? Shall I repeat it? What was the most poignant part of the funeral
Hello.
for you?
Yes.
Hello.
Hi, Ian. Can you hear us? Hi, Ian. Can you hear us? Shall I repeat the
Hello.
question, Gene?
Sige, please, yeah.
Yes. Ian, Gene is asking for you, what was the most poignant part of the funeral? Oh, did he freeze?
I can hear you again. I can't.
Okay.
I've got a blank. There you are.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
I can hear you again. Can you hear me?
Let me repeat that, Ian. So, what was the most poignant part of the funeral for you?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, because no.
Okay.
Carry on.
Okay. So, for you, what was the most, poignant or most dramatic part of the funeral
Hello.
for you? I don't think she. Can you try, Rose?
Ian, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear can you hear me now? Yes. So, pasensya na po mga kababayan. Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you both.
Okay, fantastic. So, Gene was asking what for you was the most
I can
poignant
hear you.
part.
Yes.
For you, what was the most poignant part of the funeral?
Yes, I understand the question. The question.
Nawawala.
Yes, I think seeing the royal family, William and Harry, one another again, seeing the reality of the Queen sat on her own was very sad, and also seeing the method of how the coffin is actually laid into the bowels of the chapel. It was an amazing thing to see. It's that done 1952.
Okay.
When the king died, presumably.
Yes.
Okay. Shall we move to the next question, perhaps?
Yes, I hope that Ian can hear us. But, Gene, it would be nice also. Yes, I can hear you. It would also be nice to hear from Ian. How would you compare it from the last royal funeral that you
I can hear you. Yes.
So how would you compare this funeral to the last one, Ian?
Which was 1950s. Was it 1950s, Gene?
52.
52, yes.
I think obviously royal. Yeah, 52. Well, it's hard to explain because I was 1 year old in 1952. And we didn't, but when I look at old film of 1952 that you see these days, it's very, very similar in style. The difference was that George VI had people, and this funeral was not state funeral, private funeral, but televised for the world to see at the same time.
Okay.
Okay. So, Ian, what do you think is the legacy that Prince Philip left behind for the younger generation of royals, especially for those who will be helping Her Majesty the Queen in continuing with the royal duties?
You said a right word, continuity. The royal family is all about continuity. So at the we will see a lot of Prince Andrew again. I noticed that very close to the Queen. I think we will, from a legacy point of view, they will choose obviously is William and Harry and Meghan. I think that will be resolved now as well. Is that and Harry to Britain, and I think the reality at the moment is that I don't believe that the situations that have been going on in the past year have helped the royal family at all. And I think what will happen now is that they will all come together with the Queen as well, and they will find a unity way forward that Britain really needs right now. The legacy of Prince Philip personally was of his Duke of Edinburgh Awards for young people and all the work he did with the World Wildlife Fund at the same time. But he was beside the King for 7 years. So that's going to be a very hard thing to actually, for the Queen especially, to actually deal with. And I think we will see a lot more members like Charles, Camilla, and areas like William and Harry coming back again. I think they will resolve their differences for the sake of the Queen and link back up again.
That's quite promising. We would like to see that. I think a lot of people got so excited when they saw Prince William and Prince Harry having that light animated banter after the funeral. So, people could be speculating that this is probably the start
I've lost
of
you again, I'm afraid.
the royal family.
I see. He's lost us. So, can you hear us, Ian?
Apologies po sa mga nanonood because of we're suffering here because of the internet connection. And this is also the reason kung bakit tayo nahuli sa pagpasok. I think yung log ng internet, maraming gumagamit ng internet ngayon, so our connection really is affected. What a shame, Gene, because si Ian
That's right.
Pelham-Turner.
That's right. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, go
Okay.
ahead, Ian. Pick up on whatever you want to say, whatever you heard from the last sentence that I said. Please go.
Okay. Well, let me ask Ian. Ian, so do you think, sometimes people say
Okay,
something like this?
okay, okay. So, I think the future of the royal family will be as a unit family again.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, okay, Ian. So, some people say, something like this happens and it's a blessing in disguise for the royal
I didn't
family.
get your question.
So, something tragic like this has happened, and some people would say it's a blessing in disguise for the royal family.
Yes.
What do you think of that?
Oh, Gene, I think we really don't have the right connection for Ian
So,
Pelham. I think we have to come back. Sisikapin po namin bumalik sa inyo, pero bago po natin ituloy itong interview kay Ian, royal commentator, journalist, commission photographer ng royal family, panuurin muna po natin ang interview naman sa isang Pinay na nagkaroon po ng inspiring story sa panahon ng pandemya. She started a ballet school in London at meron po siyang royal connection. So pagbabalik po natin, yan ang tatalakayin natin. We will have our next guest, si Angela Grant. Break muna po tayo. Just give us time to fix our internet problem. Okay?
Okay. Chad?